Hi guys, how was your weekend? Speaking for myself, I had a great time traveling to Northern Ireland to see the legendary Giant's Causeway. It's a truly amazing natural monument. Have you ever heard of it? It is a curious rock formation created by the volcanic eruption that happened around 60 million years ago. It resembles an enormous path across the North Channel. That is why the place is surrounded by myths about an Irish giant. According to the myth, the giant built this path to meet with his rival from Scotland. In the late 80s, it was added to the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites, and a couple of years later, it was named one of the wonders of the UK. We did some hiking in the area and eventually found a cliff from where we got a breathtaking bird's-eye view of the coast. On the way back home, we stopped at another iconic site, Blenheim Palace, the birthplace of Winston Churchill. It's a perfectly preserved 18th century building. Although the interior is very beautiful, I personally prefer the park and gardens around it, especially the maze. In fact, the UK has 25 natural and cultural places that were considered worthy of special protection by UNESCO. The government does some steps to make sure that all these places are taken proper care of so that future generations get the chance to see them as well. I have visited the majority of them with my hiking club. So far, the only disappointment for me was Stonehenge. I guess because people talk so much about the mystery of these stones, almost everyone who comes to the UK heads to Stonehenge. As the result, there are so many people that you can hardly see the stones themselves. All that camera flashes and noise completely ruins the atmosphere of the place. If you are keen on prehistoric monuments, I would recommend going to the Orkney Islands in Scotland instead. They are much less known to tourists, even though they're home to monuments that predate Egyptian pyramids. How cool is that? And if you go there in off-season, the place will be completely deserted, which makes it quite spooky. One of the places on the list that I still haven't had a chance to visit is the ruins of a medieval abbey. I heard it has a stunning park with lots of ponds and deer. I should probably suggest the place as our next hiking destination. By the way, did you know that UNESCO also has a list of intangible world heritage? When I read about it, it was such a surprise for me. They explain that the rapid nature of globalization blurs the line between cultures. In its turn, it may result in whole peoples losing the sense of their self-identity. UNESCO wants to make people aware of how fragile the world's cultural diversity is, and that we need to learn to respect it. At the moment, the list comprises 166 entries, including Argentinian tango, Tibetan opera, Croatian lace-making, and many other aspects of folk traditions from all over the world. They've even included the Mediterranean diet and Japanese cuisine. So far, nothing British is on the list. Oh well. Hopefully, with time, they'll find something worthy of global recognition in our culture as well. What are some significant places of interest in your country? Has UNESCO mentioned any intangible heritages from your country in its list? Go on the internet, find out, and then share them with us in the chat.